So if you want to know how to prevent yourself from gaining weight once you've stopped drinking, then stay tuned. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. And this is the first walking video that I've done in a long while, so I'm buzzing to go today. For a lot of people, when they quit drinking, they tend to lose a bit of weight because there's a lot of calories involved in any alcohol, you know, in the contents. I think for me there was 170 calories there or thereabouts in every pint of Guinness that I drank. So, you know, on a good night you're talking about 1700 calories in one sitting, which is roughly equal to half a pound of body weight that you're going to put onto yourself. Other people tend to stay the same weight when they've quit, or they tend to gain a bit of weight. Now, I think for the majority of people, it is the former. They're actually losing weight. So, what do you do if that's the case with you? If you're finding yourself putting on weight? Now, there's a fundamental equation built into this thing of weight gain, weight loss, and it's calories in, calories out, which I found to my detriment over Christmas. You know, I'm filming this in January 2016, so, and I've certainly put on a few pounds over the Christmas, and I can feel it when I'm just going up these hills. So when you take into that, if you're actually gaining weight but you've stopped, you know, you've taken something out of your system, out of your life, like something with a high calorific value, like beer or wine or any spirits. You know, if you're drinking spirits, then you're more than likely adding some sort of a chaser to them and that kind of thing. So once you take that out of your daily life, you should lose weight. Now, what happens in a lot of cases is that people replace the alcohol with something else. So, you know, they replace it with either another soft drink, which is, in all fairness, is just as bad as the alcohol in terms of poisoning your system, or they replace it with some type of food. You know, they eat out of boredom, or they eat to replace that time that they're drinking. You know, you have to go back to this thing where this is a habit. This is basically a habit. You can't stop doing this habit like any other habit. You've got to replace it with something else. You know, and you're either going to replace it with something consciously, or you're going to replace it with something subconsciously. So you're much better off thinking this out in advance. What exactly you're going to do when you get the cravings. Like, for instance, if you're quitting cigarettes, you know, I've gone through this, as many of you have probably gone through this, or you're contemplating going through it. There's a lot of different products that you can get which are there to replace the nicotine. So you're taking out the actual behaviour of putting the cigarette into your mouth, lighting it up, but you're replacing it with something else which still delivers the nicotine buzz, you know, still gives you the buzz. Now, as I said before, if you're replacing alcohol with something equally or higher in calorific value, if it's got more calories than the alcohol that you're getting rid of in your life, then you're going to put on weight. If you are, for instance, going out and drinking fizzy drinks, full sugar fizzy drinks, there's an awful lot of sugar in that. And I think in some fizzy drinks there's probably more sugar per 100 millilitres than there would be in the alcohol, because most of the sugar in the alcohol is turned into alcohol. I think that's the way it goes. So this is something that I did at the beginning, and it didn't really affect my weight because I was only substituting it. I was already a heavy water drinker anyway. You know, I drink a lot of water just because of where we were living in Spain. It's a lot of hot weather around here, and I was never a big Coke drinker or lemonade or anything like that, so I drank a lot of water. Now, because we're sort of manipulated into believing that alcohol is something for special occasions, for taking with your meal, for for those kind of areas in your life, then when you go out and do these things, when you meet your families for meals, when you go to parties, then you automatically think that it has to be something more than what you do under normal circumstances. So you don't want to be drinking tea, you don't want to be drinking coffee or just plain old water. So yeah, I fell under that trap as well. And you know, we whenever we went out, the first time I went out, I'll talk about that, was to a place, a local restaurant here called Cafe Jaén, and this guy would normally come to the table with a carafe of wine, and it was like a carafe with a magic bottom. It never emptied. You know, he would just come and refill the thing as soon as it looked anywhere near like it was reaching the bottom. So for those first few times, I was drinking soft drinks, Coke, Fanta, whatever I could get my hands on. And not many, 2 or 3, but I think, although I didn't drink enough of it to contribute to my weight gain, because I lost weight, it certainly contributed towards my troubles with sleeping, because you know that was a big issue for me in the first month, and you know, for other reasons, the alcohol is leaving your body. You know, your body is starting to respond to no more alcohol being in there, delivering you more energy, that kind of thing. But at the same time, it all depends on what you feed it as well. You know, if you're putting crap into your body, then you can expect crap to come out. You know, you're not going to get the best results. You know, so to end this video, just a couple of things that you can look at yourself. You can look at your overall nutrition. You can look at your intake of processed sugary foods and drinks. You know, try to eliminate as many of that. You know, not only sugary Cokes, but the Diet Cokes as well, because they're just bad news all around. You know, try and stick to as much water as you can. Rehydrate yourself. You know, your body has probably gone through a lot of dehydration over the years, so you know, give it a helping hand now with the water. Same with nutrition. You know, a lot of your detox and rejuvenation is going to depend on the quality of the food that you put into your body, so just take a look at that. And also, as a final thing, you know, take a look at your weight. You know, and is it, you know, what are we talking about here? Are you talking about a slight weight gain, you know, like a pound or 2? If that's the case, then, you know, don't worry about it. You know, it's not the end of the world. This is something that you can sort of lose later on down the line. I mean, the most important thing for you now is to quit the drinking and don't put any more alcohol in your body again. So that's about it for today. If you have any questions at all, then leave a comment down below. If you've got any suggestions of ways that you can sort of keep your weight in check, or if you've got any stories about your own weight gain or weight loss, then, you know, leave a comment as well. Till next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.